no ordinary man. It was an angel representing God himself. Even when the angel touched Jacob's hip and dislocated it, Jacob refused to let go, saying,
I will not let you go until you bless me.
After many long years away from home, Jacob had built a new life, but not without challenges. You see, Jacob had fled from his brother Esau, who once wanted to harm him. But God had a plan for Jacob's future, and everything that happened next showed that God never forgets his promises. Jacob arrived in a distant land called Haran. He was tired and dusty from his journey, carrying little more than his walking staff and faith in God. Near a well, he saw several shepherds resting with their flocks. Then, out of the distance, came a young woman, Rachel, the daughter of Laban, Jacob's mother's brother. When Jacob saw her, his heart lifted. Rachel was kind, beautiful, and full of life. Without hesitation, Jacob rolled the heavy stone off the well's mouth all by himself, something that usually took several shepherds to do. The others watched in surprise. Then Jacob watered Rachel's sheep and told her who he was, a relative from far away. Rachel ran to tell her father, and soon Jacob was welcomed into Laban's home. Jacob worked for Laban and quickly proved himself honest and hardworking. But one day, Laban asked,
What should your wages be?
Jacob replied without hesitation,
I will serve you 7 years for Rachel, your younger daughter.
Laban agreed. And though 7 years is a long time, to Jacob it felt like only a few days, because of his love for Rachel. But when the wedding day came, something unexpected happened. That night after the feast, Laban secretly gave Jacob Leah, Rachel's older sister, instead. When morning came, Jacob was shocked and upset.
Why have you deceived me?
Laban shrugged and said,
In our country, the older daughter must marry first.
To marry Rachel too, Jacob had to agree to work another 7 years. He did, not out of obligation, but because his heart truly loved her. Maybe during those years, Jacob often looked at Rachel across the fields, reminding himself that true love is patient. And perhaps Leah, feeling unloved, quietly prayed for God to notice her pain. Which he did. As time passed, Jacob's family grew, and so did the tension between Leah and Rachel. Leah gave birth to sons, while Rachel, unable to have children at first, felt heartbroken. But eventually, with God's help, she too bore a son, Joseph. Jacob's flocks multiplied as well because God blessed everything he did. But Laban became jealous, and soon it was time for Jacob to go home. Jacob gathered his family, flocks, and servants, and secretly left Laban's land. But as he journeyed back toward Canaan, fear filled his heart. Esau was still there. Would his brother still be angry after all these years? To prepare, Jacob sent messengers with gifts, herds of animals home to show peace. That night, alone and anxious, Jacob crossed the stream of Jabbok. There, something incredible happened. A man appeared and began wrestling with him. They wrestled all night until dawn. Jacob realized this was no ordinary man. It was an angel representing God himself. Even when the angel touched Jacob's hip and dislocated it, Jacob refused to let go, saying,
I will not let you go until you bless me.
Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, for you have wrestled with God and with men and have prevailed.
In that moment, Jacob's fear turned into faith. He understood that all his life, from his struggle with Esau to his battles with Laban, God had been shaping him into a man of endurance and trust. The next morning, Jacob saw Esau approaching with 400 men. His heart pounded. He bowed to the ground 7 times as Esau drew near. But instead of anger, Esau ran to meet Jacob, threw his arms around him and kissed him. The two brothers wept together at their years of pain melting away in forgiveness. Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Keep what you have. But Jacob insisted that Esau accept his gifts, saying,
Seeing your face is like seeing the face of God, since you have accepted me.
What have we learned? Jacob's journey was long and filled with tests of faith, love, patience, endurance, and forgiveness. But through it all, God's promise stood firm. He would bless Jacob and his descendants. Are there other lessons you've learned? Kindly drop them in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, follow, or subscribe, and turn on the post notifications so you get to see new episodes as they get released.